Welcome to our conversation with Ajit Gunewardene, Deputy Chairman of John Keells Holdings in Sri Lanka. Thank you for joining us today. I was hoping you could share with us your company's strategy.
Essentially, the company has tried to mirror the growth areas of the economy of Sri Lanka. And over the last 20 years, this has been the the core strategy of the group. Hence the reason that we've got exposure in some of what we believe are going to be the future fast-growing areas in the country: tourism, ports, property, FMCG, etc.
The Sri Lankan market more than doubled in 2009, but the government's deficit is at an 8-year high. Can you tell us about the economic prospects of Sri Lanka?
We're actually quite bullish. The numbers as you see today don't look very good, but a lot of this is to do with the pre-election spending that the government has been doing over the last few months. The general election is over on the 8th of April, and we believe that thereafter, with the budget that will be presented in May, the deficit and the fiscal disciplines will be addressed.
Relatively few investors have experience investing in Sri Lanka. What would you tell them about investing in that market?
Yes, the fact of the matter is that Sri Lanka has been out of the spotlight for many years due to the issues that we had to contend with. We believe that the situation now is quite different and is certainly an opportunity for new investment to come in. Some of the key issues that people should be aware of is that the regulatory framework is quite robust and quite advanced. We have a well-regulated banking system, a well-regulated capital market with a professionally run Securities and Exchange Commission, a stock exchange that is very focused and independent and operates with the highest possible standards. So overall, in terms of the regulatory framework, we believe that it takes care of all the concerns, or most of the concerns that investors would have when they move into emerging markets. On the other side, as far as the companies are concerned, the accounting standards are adhered to very rigorously and strictly. If you look at the annual reports and the quarterly reports published by the listed companies, they are up to international standards. So in terms of information, whatever an investor so desires is available.
And what is the reason behind such a robust regulatory framework?
Well, it's been something that the governments over time have always focused on. It's been a risk-averse environment to a great extent, partly because of the internal shocks that we had to deal with for many years, and as a result of which they followed best practices, regional and global best practices. We've got on one hand. On the other hand, the country has a very high literacy rate. So the expectations from the people within the country is also very high. So it's essentially a combination of all of this.
Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Gunewardene.
Thank you.